welcome back to the Walking Dead world. It hasn't been too much of a hiatus for you yet.
No, short break.
Short break. So going back to the very first season, your Morgan Jones meets Andrew Lincoln's Rick Grimes. When did it kind of start to set in that this was going to become such a phenomenon that would become part of your life for such a long time?
I think it was season 2. I think they were filming season 2, and it was the first time they went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And on the other side of it, Andy called me up and said, the show's blowing up. It's gone crazy. It's mental. Everybody's asking where your character is and when you're coming back. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And that was the beginning of, but even then we didn't think it was going to be anything like it became. So, yeah, it's been a trip.
A decade and a half later, here we still are. You've played several iterations of Morgan Jones over the years. Do you have a favorite child with kind of his state of mind getting to portray it?
It's a weird thing that people phrase it in that way, and you're not the only one. Of their different versions of Morgan, they're all the same guy.
Yeah.
They're all the same guy. They're all just the different things that have happened to him in the different situations he finds himself in. And I never see them as differences. I just see them as this is what he's dealing with, this is how he's reacting.
So Rick and Morgan, as you've kind of just pointed out, Rick and Morgan have been through so much in this post-apocalyptic survival. If they were to ever reunite at this point after so much has happened so separately, how different would that be, both for Andrew Lincoln and Lenny James, but also for Morgan and Rick?
I think one of the great things about the show, and in fact about all of the shows, is that characters get to grow. Characters get to incorporate their experiences into who they are. And I think if Morgan and Rick stood opposite each other, I think the change in who they were when they first met to who they would be now is humongous. I mean, it's almost kind of indescribable. The things they've lost, the things they've learnt about themselves, the skills they've acquired, the terrible, terrible things they've done, and the amazing things they've done. Those two, but it's true of other characters, where, they're not alone. But those two men standing opposite each other, the history that passes between them would just be unfathomable. It'd be massive.
I think back just to try when that reunion came in Alexandria, and it was like this jaw-dropping moment. Now so much more has even happened since then. It would be incredible. A lot of people here that are here tonight, there's a lot of former Walking Dead cast members, a lot of future Walking Dead cast members. What do you think life for you after Walking Dead, what do you want it to look like?
What does that mean? Be more specific.
Like in terms of your career, the things you want to do, maybe this is a launch pad for you. Maybe you want to be a part of this franchise forever. What kind of doors do you hope this opens for you?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I feel like on the ground, one, the money's really good in this business. When you're on the plus side, right? Two, I would just say I want to be a part of work like this, man, where I obviously can make a good enough living, and also look back at it and say I would actually watch this, even if I wasn't involved in it. You know what I mean? I think that just speaks to a bit more of something outside of myself. You know what I mean? So just being a part of more work, I would actually watch. You know what I mean?
Man, it's been a couple years now since you've graduated from the Walking Dead world. Before I hear about how Josh is doing, do you ever think about what Eugene is doing, how he's faring in this post-apocalyptic life?
I think Eugene is loving life as a married man, raising kids, having the time of his life. Because if you had asked him, hey brother, I saw you. I wanted to photobomb you, but I was like, I'm not going to ugly up that photo.
I just did that to you. You look fantastic. Dude.
You look great, man.
Sorry. No worries.
I hate that guy. I just got really sad because I haven't seen him in years.
It's been a minute since Morgan was in Atlanta.
I feel like, because I went out and hung out at Fear maybe in 2018. And I'm trying to think if I'd seen him since then, and I can't. I mean, we text all the time, but I just hadn't. He was great. He was a drinking buddy.
2018, already 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's time. Time kind of stopped for me, and so that's really weird to think that it's that long ago.
We just kind of had like a leap 2020 to 2023. They don't really count. None of us had birthdays.
It's all a bowl of Jello, and I don't even know what. Yeah.
So how's life after Walking Dead for Josh McDermitt? Is it kind of a surreal thing to not be heading back to Sonoy, Georgia for 8 months out of the year and deal with the everything that goes into it, all the work that goes into it, or do you miss it?
I definitely miss it. Yeah, I mean, I miss the people. I miss, and I don't mean just the cast and crew, but like the people in Sonoya, the people of Georgia who were there in support of the show. I miss seeing your face. I mean, you've been a constant in our universe also. I mean, I would look over. Weren't you like a zombie or something at one point?
A couple times.
Like I looked over and you were like a zombie, and I was like, what the? Okay. I mean, it's like I miss those things. I like those little moments and these connections that we've had with people. I miss those, but it's like we still get together, and this is a great excuse to get together and hang out and see everybody.
It is so fun. I mean, just doing the interviews with like Andy and Denai today, I was like, wow, it feels like no time has passed in a sense. It's really nice to be talking about this again.
It's because the last 3 years are a big bowl of Jello. That's why.
That's true. All right, so last thing for you, one thing we're having fun with everybody. Your best Rick Grimes impression, any line you want. Can you give us one?
Oh my God. Everybody's saying Carl, right?
That's been the popular one.
Yeah, I can't go with that one. I gotta go with, but it is about Carl. So in season 5, the first episode, we're getting onto the train car, and we had to like overlap a scene where we're in the train car, and then they were putting Rick back in the train car, and so he overlapped his dialogue to start the scene, and he would just go, "My son," like that, and I was like, oh my God, that's the only Rick Grimes impression I can do. I can't do the choral, I can't do anything else, but my son.
If I close my eyes, it's like I'm hearing Rick Grimes.
Fat Rick Grimes, yeah, for sure.
Well, it's always a pleasure to see you, man. Enjoy the
see
night.
you,
Hopefully we catch up soon.
How you been, man?
Khary, it's great to see you, man. It's been
see
a
you,
long
too.
time. I feel like we used to do this like every other week.
We used to do it all the time, man. It's crazy how how a lot has changed. I mean, it's been a pandemic. I feel like.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, because here we are.
Yeah.
It's really nice, because it's like, I was just talking to Josh about this. Like, it feels like so much time has passed, but at the same time, we all come back together. It's like the same family party. It's just a good time.
It is.
How's life after Walking Dead treating you?
It's cool. It's good to be home and close to home. My daughter made me promise not to go anywhere, and so I promised. I didn't know I was going to keep it. But I've been lucky enough to be working in Los Angeles for the last couple of years and not have to leave too much. So it's just nice to get back to being dad for a while and enjoy it. But this is all a fun thing to jump back into.
At the end of the day, that's what matters, is the family.
No, for real, man.
That's awesome. Let's fantasize a little bit. Let's theorize. What do you think Ezekiel's up to, having survived everything stacked against him, starting at the comics? What do you...
I think he's still surprised that he's alive and in the position that he's in. I think he's always surprised that he's alive and in the position that he's in.
Yeah.
He's very presentational, but I think he walks off stage and just wonders if anybody's going to call him out for just faking it the whole time. Absolutely faking it.
It got him through. So, dude, also, having done so much work in the DC world and so many cool animated projects, I would love to hear, have you met with James Gunn or any of the things, the stuff they're doing there?
I haven't, but I'm looking forward to.
That's got to happen.
Yeah, we've got some ideas that we're mulling about, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for the future.
Anything we can do to support, let me know, man. Always
Absolutely,
happy to.
I will.
All right, we're going to end with this. A fun thing we're doing with everybody tonight.
Yeah.
Can you give me your best Rick Grimes impression of any line you want?
I mean, Coral.
That's a popular one. That's
It's
the
all.
go-to.
Yeah.
Coral.
Yeah. I just, you know what? It's more like, he's like, it's that head turn to the side.
That's it.
He's gonna look you up and down a little bit, and then he's gonna come in here. Is that what you mean? Do you mean that? What you just said? Yeah.
I feel like he was here. I
There
felt
you
like
go.
I was in the
That's where I feel my Rick Grimes. He gets in your space.
Yeah, he's not afraid to get. Hey, man.
Absolutely.
Always good to see you, Khary.
Good to see you.
Enjoy the fam time.
Absolutely.